YouTube, we are back with another Meathead Cookbook episode number 2. Today we are making some Italian shredded beef, and again, the goal of this channel is to make high protein, low ingredient, very simple meals. So today we got 2 pounds of beef chuck roast here. We got some banana peppers, we got some Italian seasoning, we got some salt and pepper, and we're going to throw in some butter, and we have to grab some garlic from the fridge over here where we got our garlic right here. And this is probably going to be one of the simplest recipes here, but we're not going to get too fancy. But we're going to open up the chuck roast here. All we got to do is pat it down, throw on some salt and pepper onto the beef here. Where's my little paper towels here? Rip it like this. Feel like for sure I'm gonna get yelled at from like some real cooks that like know what they're doing in here. But again, we're not serving those people. But we got a thick slice of beef here, and we're just throwing some salt and pepper on this baby right here. Ample amount of salt here, just like the good old days. Make this a little bang. Throw some pepper on here as well. We'll flip it over and do the same thing here. This recipe, we will throw this in here for 6 to 8 hours on low on the Crockpot. 6 to 8 hours on low on the Crockpot. I typically don't like actually count the amounts of like protein and stuff, but I did chat GPT this one, and this will make 200 grams of protein for you to consume throughout the week. So you get 200 grams of protein in a meal that is going to take, you'll see, it's going to take all of 10 seconds to make here. I mean, obviously you have to sit and wait for the crock pot to be done, but I'm going to go lift as soon as this is done. We just watched the Vikings destroy the Bengals, so that was pretty sickening. But we're going to throw the salt and peppered beef in there, just like that. We're going to throw this stuff away. Then we got some banana peppers here. We are going to dump half of this container with the juices in. This is a little recipe from my girlfriend and her aunt, but they said half the banana peppers. I love banana peppers. I'm sure if banana peppers aren't your jam, you can find another substitute here, but this is just beef and banana peppers right in there. I think that's about, it looks about half, maybe a little bit over half. That's perfect. I'm gonna throw some garlic in here as well. Really don't think you can go wrong with garlic if you like garlic. So we're gonna throw some garlic in there, get it nice and garlicky. Then a little bit of butter. They said, I wish I had bone broth, but I totally forgot bone broth today. So we're going raw dog with no bone broth. Throw a little butter in there. And then we got the Italian seasoning that we're gonna open up right here. And we are gonna rip, just spreading that baby out on top there. We'll plug in the crock pot here, put the top on here, and turn it on low. And we will start our timer on the phone right here for 6 hours, 6 to like 7-ish hours. So it should be done. I'm gonna go lift. It should be done right around the time that Monday night or Sunday night football is done here. So that could not be any more of a perfect timing there. But we got everything in the bowl there. With this Meathead Cookbook thing I'm doing, I'm gonna need some recipes. I cook typically for myself like 4 or 5 recipes, kind of on repeats, but obviously with this I want to kind of grow that and give more variation for people that like chicken, people that like beef, people that like cooking in a crock pot, people that like cooking on the frying pan, or people that just have a microwave, right? Like I want a bunch of recipes. I'm gonna do some snacks with it. I'm gonna do like full days of eating with it, how you combine all of this. Slight little twist to like certain things, so like we can make this same chuck roast and we can make it like 17 different ways and just add in a bunch of different variations there. The goal is not to get super complex, but it is to add a little bit of variety and continue to like have healthy whole foods that are full of protein, that are super easy, that you can meal prep for the week. So if you guys have any recipes, shoot them my way, and it'll be kind of a cool little experiment of like making them together. Like you'll send me something and I can make it on the YouTube channel and see if it's any good, and I'll rate it for you too. If you're sending them to me though, because I kind of posted this on Instagram already, I had a couple people reach out and they're like, chicken and rice. Thank you, dude. Like, I'm gonna make chicken. Like, everybody knows chicken and rice. So if you're going to give a variety, if you're gonna give a recipe on here, add a little bit of twist. Like, if it's gonna be chicken and rice, give me some sort of thing that makes it different than just basic ass chicken and rice. Everybody knows about chicken and rice when it comes to meal prepping. I want it to be just a little bit different than that. Maybe some fun snacks, some fun lunches, some fun dinners. But again, I have been taking my nutrition to the next level, and meal prepping has helped a ton with that. And the excuse I get from a lot of my high school and college athletes is they don't know how to cook. It's too expensive to cook. It takes too much time to cook. And I want to solve all of that by making meals in like 8 minutes that have more grams of protein than any of their meals that they're eating throughout the week. And I think that we made this meal for maybe like $10. Like the cost is pretty low there. We made it for $10 in 10 minutes, and it'll serve us maybe, this one should probably like 3 to 4-ish meals for me, especially if I eat it for lunch. If I eat it for dinner, it'll be a little couple less meals just because I eat a bigger dinner than I do a lunch. But I'll probably have it for lunch one day, dinner another day, lunch a day, dinner another day. So I'll probably eke out 4 meals out of this and then balance that with either my beef or chicken. I have that chicken that I made in the crock pot last week. I froze some of that, so I'll have some of that for some lunches and some dinners. And then we'll have the typical ground beef that we make every week, and we'll spice that up with some vegetables and other sauces that we have. So we have a wide variety of meals, and as we continue to make these meals, and again, that's one of the cool things about the Crockpot is you can make a bunch of these meals and you can freeze them. You can put them in Ziploc bags and glass containers and freeze them. So by the time we're done with this Meathead Cookbook, I'll have like 4 or 5 different meals in the freezer that I can make a variety of. So if I'm sick of a certain meal, I can spice it up with something else. If I'm sick of beef, I can spice it up with my chicken fajitas that I made last week. And if I'm sick of my chicken fajitas, I can spice it up with my shredded Italian beef. You know what I mean? So the goal is to keep it interesting. The goal is to keep that variation high, keep the cost low, and keep the ability to cook and the barriers to entry to having a good diet even lower. So we'll check back in like 6 or 7 hours with when this is done, and I'll show you the protein glory that it is. All right, so 8 hours later, the Italian beef roast is finishing up here. Look, oh my God, guys, I wish you guys could smell how good it smells in here. Look at that. Oh, it's like peel off the bone. This is going to be absolutely so fire. I ran out of my glass Tupperwares. I'm kind of a weirdo. I don't really like using plastic Tupperwares, but we're just going to throw, oh, look at that. We're just going to throw that in here, and we will make a couple piles of that, throw the juices in there together, and it is going to be absolutely fire. Here, I'll set you up so we can make our little, I don't know if this will actually be the thumbnail, but we can pose with it a little bit here. We got the Italian beef roast here, all done, nice and juicy, and this will make probably 3 or 4 or 5 meals this week. So it's pretty sickening, nice and simple meal. Took all of 5 minutes to prep and cook, and then you just sit there and wait for it in the crock pot to finish up. Doesn't get any better than that. Crockpot's an absolute hack. We will be using it a ton with the Meathead Cookbook, and I recommend you getting one. So until next week, appreciate you guys watching. Keep chopping wood.